Detroit's primary election is on Tuesday, and the city's top job is up for grabs. 9 candidates are on the ballot, and we've asked each of them to sit down for a one-on-one conversation before Election Day. Joining us today is Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So most of our viewers know you. They know your family. You guys go way back in the city.
Yes.
For those who don't know as much, can you give us a little bit about your background and why you're running for mayor?
Yes, I am a lifelong Detroiter, daughter of this city, born and raised on the west side of Detroit, and I have dedicated my entire life to serving the city of Detroit. At the tender age of 14 is when I started my service to Detroit. At the age of 26, I was the youngest elected in the history of Detroit to the Detroit City Council. And my entire life has been about how we improve the quality of life for this city. While serving on the City Council for the last 12 years, I actually came in right after the bankruptcy. I was committed to ensuring that we emerged and that we were able to continue to grow this city to the tremendous amount of growth that we've seen today. And I am running for mayor because I love Detroit, and I see both the pain and the potential of our city. We have an amazing amount of growth that we've seen, but we know there are still far too many people who do not feel that growth on their neighborhood, in their blocks, in their businesses. And so it is my obligation, I believe, to ensure that our city is in good hands and that we're able now to take the growth that we've all seen and make sure it goes a bit deeper into our communities, into our neighborhoods.
You know, you touched on it there. We so often hear about the tale of two Detroits.
Yeah.
So if you're elected, how would you make sure that the longtime Detroiters in the neighborhoods feel included in any progress and development?
Well, I will always say, you know, what I've done on council has always centered generational Detroiters, legacy Detroiters, and also our neighborhoods at the forefront of every conversation. And I will continue to carry those values with me as the mayor and be very intentional about ensuring that we have policies in place that protect the most vulnerable in our city, that protect long-term tenants and renters who are in the city, but also those that have been here 30, 40 years so that they're not displaced. I believe that growth does not mean displacement. And that we can grow our downtown, grow our economy, grow this city, but not displace our residents as well. And so that is something I'm very passionate about, and we will ensure that we have inclusionary policies in place that protect existing residents as we grow our city.
So how do you balance those goals with continuing that development and bringing the population back up?
Well, I think when we talk about increasing our population and growing our city, we have to address some of the underlying issues, like we need to invest in our neighborhoods. People will come and hang out and work and play, but they don't necessarily see themselves living in Detroit because we still have to invest more in our neighborhoods, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's improving our educational system, reducing property taxes, which is something I really want to focus on. We have to ensure that we're cultivating and fostering an environment that would allow families to want to come and stay and live here. And so we are going to focus on the issues that we hear on the ground every day, and that is housing. We need a quality, affordable housing. We need good education. We have to have vibrant and walkable neighborhoods. We have to have good transit, and we have to ensure that economic opportunity is within reach for every single Detroiter.
When you look at Mayor Duggan's tenure, are there any specific policies where you would maybe move in a different direction?
Well, for me, I definitely want to see Detroit once again be a city of homeowners. I think we spent a lot of time focusing on building residential rental units, which I do think we need, but I really want to get back to a place of creating more pathways to home ownership, building more single infill housing for residents and our families in Detroit. And so while we've created the city's first ever down payment assistance program, which has helped 700 new home buyers, I want to build upon that and also focus on, from a development perspective, how we build more infill housing for a path to home ownership.
Do you have a specific issue that you think is just really fixable, that a year from now we could see some tangible results?
You know, I think we can fix the issue around education a lot more. And I think with the city being a greater partner, stepping up, opening our rec centers, providing more after-school programming, working on literacy and tutoring, we can hopefully improve reading and math scores. I think the city can be a greater partner in helping to cultivate the gifts of our young people a lot more. And then also, I would love to see more work opening up within the first 100 days an Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which I think will build upon the success that we've seen with our community violence intervention groups, but also get a better hold on some of the youth gun violence that we've been seeing in Detroit as well.
Yeah, that is the last thing I wanted to touch on. How would you measure success in bringing those numbers down?
For gun violence?
Yeah.
Well, I think we want to see a reduced rate, right, of homicides, of our young people getting killed. We also want people to feel safe. I think, while the data has definitely proven that we have 50-year record low crime, I still talk to residents who tell me they don't necessarily feel safe in Detroit. There's a perception that Detroit is unsafe. Yeah. So you measure it, of course, by the numbers, but also by how people feel. We want the perception that Detroit is a safe city, and we also want to reduce not just gun violence, but property crimes, auto theft. There's a lot of different ways to measure it overall, but ultimately we want to see a reduction in crime and increase public safety in our city.
All right, well, we thank you so much for your time today. And please stay with CBS Detroit for continuing coverage of Detroit's primary election. You can watch all of our conversations with the candidates right now on CBSDetroit.com. And don't forget to cast your ballot next Tuesday, August 5th.